For students interested in the criminal justice system, you might think about 3 different categories of classes to consider in the curriculum at Duke. Substantive areas of the curriculum that have to do with criminal law itself, related areas of the curriculum that are relevant to criminal practice, and the opportunity to gain skills and experiences. In terms of substantive criminal law, after your first-year criminal law course, there are courses that are highly relevant to a future practice in criminal law, including evidence and both of the criminal procedure courses. One of the criminal procedure courses is about investigations, and it concerns the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment constraints on policing, and the other is about adjudication and the criminal justice process. You should also consider taking white-collar crime or corporate crime and classes like prosecutorial ethics and criminal justice policy. And when you have the chance, you should take some smaller classes like seminars in interrogations and testimony, in racial justice and policing, and in things like capital punishment. I also want you to think about the areas of the curriculum in which you can gain knowledge that is very important to a modern criminal practice. One of the most important areas is civil rights. The Warren Court precedents that we think of as modern criminal procedure were all issued around the same time as the important civil rights decisions and during the civil rights movement. And classes in civil rights litigation, in race and the Constitution, in the 14th Amendment, and in other topics in advanced constitutional law are helpful to an understanding of the intersections between racial justice and criminal justice in the United States. Other areas of the curriculum that are important include corporate crime. You might take business associations and securities regulation with an eye on a future white-collar practice. And modern criminal practice intersects more and more with international law and international human rights, and those courses are important. And it is good to have a grounding in legislation and in statutory interpretation, because those are so important to the definitional work that is central to substantive criminal law. In terms of clinical offerings and procedural skills, you should look at the Wrongful Convictions Clinic, which is both a wonderful experience for students and an early opportunity to gain some hands-on work in criminal law. And you should consider both trial practice and appellate practice, which are wonderful skill-building opportunities, as well as negotiation, which is a core part of most criminal practices. And if you have the chance to do some extracurricular work building your skills as a trial lawyer, you might consider moot court and mock trial. And you should also seek out externships, which are offered on both the prosecution and the defense side. All of that said, I have to say that my best advice is actually not to try to take all of those things, but to recognize that a criminal practice, like most law practices, is going to be learned on the ground and on the job. And what you can take with you when you graduate from here are ideas and experiences and skills. So choose things that you will really enjoy, that seem important to you, and that are meaningful to you. And when you choose your classes that way, you will build relationships with your professors and with your peers, and those are the things that are going to matter to you the most when you graduate.